It's another fun new machine day here in the shop. We've got a package that just landed. We've been waiting on this guy for quite some time. It took a little over a month to get it here. This came all the way from the UK, from Freddy Corporation. So you guys might remember at the beginning of the year, the Instagram Chip of the Week was holding a contest for the Chip of the Year. And last year I actually won 2 different times, Chip of the Week and Chip of the Month. So all of the month winners went into a drawing and everybody voted on their favorite, and I ended up winning the Chip of the Year there on Instagram. And Freddie was actually the sponsor for that, and they were giving out one of their machines, which is under this box right here. So I'm really excited to open this guy up and share it with you guys, and really looking forward to putting it to the test and seeing what this thing can do. I think it's going to be a very valuable machine and tool to the shop right here. And not only just for me, I think this would be a valuable tool for anybody out there that has a machine shop or any machinery that takes flood coolant. This is what you can use to actually clean those sumps out with. So we'll get this guy unboxed here in a minute and take a look at it. And I do plan on putting it to work. The Monarch lathe is in dire need of a clean out, so we'll plan on using it for the first time down on the Monarch to put it to the test. So I just wanted to go ahead and show off the new t-shirts right here. We have these available over on the Store Frontier website. You can go and you can pick you one up. My wife Abby is the one that made the art right here. And we have the Freddy logo on there and the Instagram Chip of the Week, just to kind of, you know, support all the guys that supported the, you know, the contest over there. So this is something that is open to anybody, as long as you're on Instagram and you want to post a picture of your chip, anything you want, you know, a chip, a video of a chip, or anything like that. It's open to anybody. And they have the weekly winners, and then they have the monthly winners. And then of course they have the monthly drawing, which was, this I believe was the first time that they did the you know, yearly winner, which I was fortunate enough to win that. So thank you everybody that voted on my you know, submission there. That's really cool of you. All right, so let's go ahead and get this thing unboxed and see what it looks like.
Yeah, we want to thank you for allowing us to join in on your video here. I am Paul. I own the Chip of the Week contest. I certainly do not run this contest by myself. We have a great group of people from around the world. We've got 6 admin people. We've got a team of over 30 people that help with voting to decide the top 10 from all of your great reposts during the week, so that you guys can do the voting. The voting happens every Monday for 24 hours. You guys pick your Chip of the Week winner. Those winners go on to the vote for the Chip of the Month. And then we award our prizes from our great sponsors that we've been able to line up for each month. Thank you so much, sponsors, for your participation. And then, of course, rolling forward, we've got our Chip of the Year vote. We're planning to do that again this year. We want to thank Freddie for their awesome prize here. And we want to thank Adam for supplying t-shirts. He's going to give us 25 t-shirts. So we hit 25K recently, and we're going to be handing out 25 t-shirts to all of you guys, a typical giveaway. So we want to thank you for being part of this great community, for all of you guys that share information about machining processes, about cutting tools. This community just does such a great job at supporting each other and helping each other out. And this contest is all about that. It's about sharing and having some fun, and, you know, reposting people and helping people get connected to each other around the globe. So thank you to all of you guys. Again, thank you, Adam, for being part of this contest and the support you've given us over the year. Have a great time with us, guys. Thank you so much.
All right, looks like they got it wrapped up nicely, and it made it safely all the way over here from the UK with apparently no damage. Makes me nervous cutting into something that you can't see. There's that iconic orange. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Got a strap down there. Looks like we got 2 straps at the bottom. All right, there it is. There's extra filters. Looks like they supplied plenty of extra filters to go along with this guy. Let's go ahead and finish getting it unboxed here. All right. Looks like these guys are they were just sitting on top there. Those are going to be the extra filters. There's probably going to be some more things inside of the canister right here that I need to get to. So we need to unstrap it and finish getting it off that crate. So there's probably quite a few people that's watching this and wondering, well, what is it? What is this thing, and what are you talking about cleaning the Monarch with? This is for coolant management. All right. So if you have any kind of machine that has flood coolant, that has a sump with nasty coolant in it mixed with tramp oil and chips, this machine right here is supposed to, it's like a shop vac. It's like a large shop vac. You can take the hose and suck every bit of that stuff out of the machine. And it's supposed to filter the coolant, separate the chips and the oil, and then you can pump the coolant from this machine right back into your machine. So that's what this does right here. Nice touch right there with the plastic hose to protect it where it's binding down. There we go, safely off the pallet here. All right, we found the user manual for the machine. It was right here. So I still got some things I need to get taken apart on here and get it set up. So I need to figure out how everything goes together properly. And I think I'm gonna do that and bring you guys back. But it shouldn't be much more. Simon is the gentleman over there, Freddie, that I was talking to after I had won the contest, and he wanted to make sure that the machine was set up for my needs here. You know, the electrical supply is a little different here in the U.S., so they wanted to make sure they had the right plug on there for my needs, you know, things like that. I do know that this hose here is going to be most likely where you actually pump the coolant back into the machine. Looks like you just got a simple ball valve there to open it up, and that's where your coolant's going to come back out. But I'm excited to see how this thing actually operates. He says it works off of vacuum, so there's no worry of chips getting in there and tearing anything up, you know. There's the shirts there in the hoodie. Oh yeah, a couple more things down inside there. So it looks like they sent me a shirt and a hoodie. I love their bright orange colors, man. That is just, I just love the orange. I think I have the Freddy machine ready to go. I have an understanding of how it works, how it operates, and you know, got a little bit of good, helpful information out of it. I actually jumped on a FaceTime call with Simon. Simon is the owner-operator of the Freddie company here, and they've been in business since the 1960s, and they still support every machine that they have ever made. So people who have these machines that go back decades, they still have the parts, and they'll do a full rebuild for them too. That's one of the things that they like sharing over on their Instagram is taking in some of these older units, and they'll actually restore them, put custom paint jobs on it, and get them back in proper condition. But so anyway, let me show you what this unit come with here and how it works. Okay, so this is the first attachment right here, and you got a long wand that you can use to hook this to right here. And so this one is for, obviously it's going to be for using on the floor, kind of like a squeegee, but you can use this to suck up coolant or water or any kind of fluid. It doesn't matter. This thing is can be used for oil too, so it's not just for coolant. So if you have a coolant spill on the floor, or an oil spill on the floor, or even just a water spill, maybe you got a flood in there, you can use this machine to suck up all that fluid. And according to Simon, this thing is super efficient and works really fast. All right, so you can use this guy if you need to clean the floor. He says you can also use it to dry the floor as well. This one right here is what he calls it the carrot. It's got a flexible tube here, and this one is it's more of a consumable. So if you need to cut this down some or trim it, he says a lot of guys use this to get down into T-slots or areas that might be harder to reach with the regular wand. But you just stick it on here. All these are just tapered fittings. They just stick in there, and then the vacuum keeps it all pulled together there as well. Okay, so that's the carrot, what they call the carrot attachment. And then one more, this piece of PVC right here. And then the way he was explaining this one is, this is the one, if you got a lot of fluid that you want to suck up in a hurry, this is the one that you want to use right here. He says just stick this in there, tapered fit, and he says when you first start getting it, when you're coming up to your fluid, he says just put my thumb over this hole right here, and then once it starts sucking, just let go of that so it can pull a vacuum through that hole there as well. But he says you will be shocked at how fast this machine will fill up to capacity. I believe he said like 15 seconds you can fill this thing up. That's how fast it works. So it's going to take some practice and some use to actually get familiar with how it works on the proper sequences and techniques to make it more efficient to what it is that we're going to be using it for. So for instance, you have your tramp oil in your sump usually. You always have this oil across the top. So one of the ways that we can use it if we want to suck all that oil up before we actually do the coolant, he was talking about like using this guy right here, the carrot. He said just hover this over the oil. Just don't stick it right down in there and start sucking the coolant with it. You'll hover this over the oil, and he says you'll see it. It'll actually start lifting, and you can actually start sucking that oil up. So come over the top of it and try to get the heavy oil off first. It'll come in here, and then you can actually pump it out with this other hose. Just pump the oil out into another container, and go from there. You can separate it how you need to. He was talking about another bucket that I can get off Amazon that distilleries use, or brewer's bucket, I believe, that you can pump the oil into, and then it'll separate itself naturally. And then there's a valve there that you can kind of drain the coolant out of it if you want. So you can use it that way. You can use it as a shop vac if you want to suck chips up. You can just use this right here and just go to town if you want to start vacuuming all the chips up out of the machine, and just pump it up in there, and then lift the basket out and dump it into your your waste basket there. But the other benefit of sucking the chips through here, as he said, is it actually dries the chips there as well. So it helps pull any of the moisture, the coolant and the oil out of the chips into the bottom of the vessel there. And then you have dried chips that you can dump into your recycle container there as well. So that's pretty cool. It's really exciting to know the possibilities of this Freddy machine. And I think it's going to be a valuable tool around the shop. And I'm sitting here thinking about all the guys and all these other shops that have all these different CNC machines with the sumps on there, and how valuable this should be to a lot of guys out there. All right, so on the side we have, you can see right here, You have the suck position and you have the blow position. You have a simple lock right there, and you just slide that. There's just a little plate right here, and you just put it in whatever position that you want. If you're going to suck it with this, when you're ready to extract the coolant from the tank, you will put it in the blow position right here, just lightly lock that, and it's ready to go. And you'll close this valve here, and then of course you'll take that one and open it up and dump your coolant back in your machine. This is an excellent way to filter your coolant. I know a lot of guys in the CNC world talk about filtering their coolant because you have microparticles in the coolant that creates a slurry and a sludge. And that's one of the benefits of doing it. You can use this to filter your coolant. And that's what some of these other filter bags are. So the reason why there's so many here is that Simon sent all of the different available filters that they make for their machine. So we've got 2 bags with different types of filters depending on how I am wanting to use the machine. Okay, let's go ahead and fire it up. We got her plugged in. Got it in the blow position here, so let's see here. We'll close that guy up there. Let's go ahead and reverse it. Put it in the blow position. I wanted to give you another look at the inside of the chamber here. Maybe it's a vacuum chamber, is that what you call it? But it's where it's going to collect everything. So we'll take this guy off right there. All right. One of the things that Simon told me is really important is to make sure that you have the placement of the screen here, the filter, in the proper position, because if it's riding up on this rubber seal, then this won't latch down properly. But he said with a little bit of use, you'll figure that out pretty quickly if you don't have this thing latched properly. But you just have this basket here. So this is what's going to catch all of your chips, okay? All of your chips and all your fine stuff. That's why you have the different filters that you put in there depending on the micron level that you want to filter it to. You just stick one of those filters down inside there, see? And then you've got your basket that is going to collect all of your heavy chips, and then your coolant will be down inside right there, okay? Or your oil or whatever it is that you're sucking up. It'll go in there, and then once you're ready to disperse it, put it on the blow position, and it blows it right back out of there. All right, guys, this is going to be the conclusion of our unveil and the the overview of the new Freddy machine. I also wanted to point out they sent me this really nice coffee mug with their logo on it. That's pretty cool. We got a couple beanies, a couple t-shirts, just some of the extra swag that they threw in there with it as well. So got all the different types of filters that they offer for this machine right here. So these are going to be come in handy. We'll put these away. We'll have them. But I'm just really excited to have the capability of what this little machine will do. It's not just for sucking up and filtering coolant. You can use it to clean up oil spills, water spills, if you've got a flooded floor, you know, anything like that. Also, if you want to just use it as a high-powered shop vac, you can use it for that as well. If you want to go down to one of the machines and you know, just use it to suck up all the chips, you can do that. And suck it in there, take the top off, dump it into your recycling bin. Just that easy. Or use it to you know, filter your coolant. I know that's something that's really important to a lot of the guys that run the CNC machines, is that they have their filter units where they're filtering, you know, their coolant to keep the fine particles out of there. And that's what those different filters there are made for, is that so you can use this machine to do the same thing. So just really excited to see the capabilities of this. Simon was even joking with me, saying that he's hoping that I'll take this thing out to the offset smoker and use it to clean up the you know, the smoke chamber in there. Whenever you got a big smoke and you got all the fat drippings down in there and you got your water, he's like, man, go out there and use it. I want to see it clean up one of them barbecue pits. So we may have to take it out there and try it out on the you know, the barbecue pad one day as well. But next phase from here, I wasn't ready to do this today, but I want to take this. We're going to go down to the Monarch lathe and we're going to test it out. I'm going to learn how to use the machine, you know, get a feel for it, and we're going to use it to clean out the coolant sump on the Monarch. Use it to suck the oil off of it, and then we'll suck the coolant out and filter it and put it back in there. Plus the machine needs a good cleaning anyway, you know. So I can't thank Freddie enough for being such a huge sponsor of the Instagram, not only Chip of the Week, but you know, the Instagram Chip of the Year, and how humbled I am that I ended up being the winner of that. You know, I ended up winning one of the Chip of the Weeks, and I won a Chip of the Month. So the monthly winners go into the yearly drawing. You know, the 12 winners, if there's 12, they go into that drawing. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for all your votes, everybody that voted for me. As I said before, that is open to anybody out there, no matter what level you're at. You can be a beginner, you can be a home hobbyist, or a professional in a professional shop setting. Just put your pictures up there on Instagram and tag IG Chip of the Week. They will get it. They will repost your picture or video, and then they have a panel. I believe it's 32 people all around the world, and then they do a weekly vote on their favorites, their top 10, and then they end up, you know, you have a vote. The people get to vote on the top 10. That ends up being your Chip of the Week winner, and then you do the same thing for the Chip of the Month, and then the same for the Chip of the Year. All right. So also don't forget, we've got the t-shirts over there at the storefronts here. If you want to go pick you up one of the you know, the t-shirts we got right here. But that's going to be it. Thank you again, everybody. Thank you, Freddie. And we will see you on the next project. right, guys, I'll show you what I've been working on. This is the piece that we just cut, dressed the ends, 5/8 diameter cold rolled. All right, we've got two of these guys right here, and I was basing my design off of this. I've got a couple of these that a viewer gave me some time back. These are just some snugs made by Jim, USA made, Cleveland, Ohio. Some pretty good stuff right there. So I'll show you what I'm up to. This is the piece we've already got made right here, the base. All right, so we just got it so that I can use this 3/4 T-bolt and a flange nut, and I can actually bolt it there to the rotary welding table, or take this off and just use a C-clamp over like on the side of the welding table or somewhere else like that. So it's just meant to be kind of a universal mount right there. All right, we'll tighten this back up. And then we'll just take the extra rod here, just mount it on this guy like so, and position it wherever we need to reach over here by the welding positioner and tighten it up. Now, I don't know how rigid this was going to be, you know, with it being 5/8. It looks a little bit thin for what it is, and you can see we got a little bit of movement right there. But I was trying to use materials that I already had, and again, I was basing it off these clamps right here that I already owned, you know, that uses 5/8 rod. But it may work. It may give me what I want to do, because all I'm looking for is a rest for my hand whenever I'm welding, or if I'm setting up over here. This one's pretty tight on that rod right there. So we just need a support, and this is a really common fixture that a lot of welding and fabricators have made up, and a lot of them just make it themselves, just like this. So we got a workpiece up here that we're going to be welding. I can come up here with my hand and just rest it right here on this rod. Use the positioner and go around, that way I'm not holding it with my hand. Now if I push down on it, I can make it move some, see, like that. But you really got to push down on it. So that's why I think just the weight of my arm on it like that is probably going to work just fine. I gave myself 2 foot of extension here. We can you know, move this guy in and out. That way we've got full range around this table wherever I need to set it up at. So we'll just test it out. We'll try it out and see if it's actually going to work and do as I am hoping that it will do. But much needed addition to the welding setup here, so that I don't have to just always hold my arm up here like this. You know, you can even probably set it up where I've got either the TIG torch or the stick electrode stinger over here, and if I've got the TIG torch, maybe I can put my other hand up here and feed, who knows. But I'm going to play around with it. But just a little project that I wanted to get done, and just using all materials that I had right around the shop right here. We got Joe back down here in the shop again. He's got some more parts that he's building, and he needed the Flexarm. He's going to use it to get all these parts tapped. He's got a bunch more of these flat bar here. They've got some, these are 5 sinks, right? 5/16.
5/16.
He's got some blocks over here, which are these guys. These are being tapped for 3/8/16. He's got some of these guys. He's going to be tapped for 5/16. And we've already got the little round ones here. We've already got these tapped. These are 3/8 as well. These little guys, they get welded on to another bar. So he's going to come down here and get these done quick using the Flexarm. So what'd you use to drill all these? You got a drill press you're using?
Use a drill press.
Okay.
Set up a jig with a hinge system, so we drill one hole, slide it down, flip a hinge over, drill the next hole.
Okay.
That way we weren't moving them.
I'll see if we can adjust this thing again to try to keep it from swinging back. I had it adjusted for the big tap up there, which is a little more weight. So we can just do 2 at a time. Just make sure the chips ain't in there. And we'll just do 2 at a time. Nothing real critical about these parts right here. I believe these just get welded on. What are you building? Some electrical boxes?
Electrical box panels.
Okay. I swapped out the tap over to a gun tap for a spiral pointed tap, and it's doing much better. We were running the spiral fluted tap, and there was a few times that it wanted to bind up a little bit. The chips were packing in there. It is a pretty deep point though. So the gun tap has proven to be a better tap for this job right here. And he's just about done. Only got one more block here. We've been working on this for not even a half hour yet. We've got all these done right here. So now he's moving on to the 5/16 parts, and what we're gonna try here is to just stack them. I don't think he's got it tight yet. Okay, and this is just hot roll bar, but it looks like they're all gonna be tight. So just tap all those at one time there. We've got the tap swapped out to 5/16. Looks like we're gonna be just fine. So this is the same order or same number of parts that he did last time. You actually have a total of 160 holes between all the flat bars. We've already got these tapped, the blocks, the little round studs down in here, and then those blocks right there. So he's got five of these units that he's building, these electrical enclosures. So we're getting pretty close to being done. He's just got a few more of these flat bar here to do. Well, he's got them all done. Getting them loaded up. So we started right about 8 o'clock and it's now 9:15. He's got every single one of them done. There's the basket full. You got them all in here, right? You got all in there. All the small parts. Okay.
160 holes in a little over an hour. That's not bad.
Worked out mighty fine. All right, man.
Hey, Mom, save the day again.
Joe was waiting on me to get back to the house so he could come down here and use the Flexarm.